What is going on, you guys? Sports Other Diesels back at you here. Obviously, we have news to talk about. James Harden is a Brooklyn Net, along with the 4-team blockbuster trade that includes the Houston Rockets, the Indiana Pacers, and the Cleveland Cavaliers, as well as, obviously, the Brooklyn Nets. Let's get down to it. I'm not going to go over every specific detail. Here we go. So we obviously know Brooklyn receives James Harden and a 2024 second-round draft pick from the Cleveland Cavaliers. Houston, who obviously I think won the trade by far, they get Victor Oladipo, who headlines 3 players that go to Houston out of this 4-team trade. They also receive from Brooklyn 3 first-round unprotected draft picks in 2022, 2024, and 2026. Also, they receive 4 pick swaps that are also first-round picks in this upcoming draft in 2021, 2023, 2025, and 2027. Now, some of you are asking, what is a pick swap? A pick swap is very simple. It provides the receiving team the ability to switch first-round picks with the other team. So, for example, Brooklyn and Houston. If Brooklyn picks like 16th overall and Houston picks 26th overall, Houston has the option in those 4 years has the option to swap picks. So they get the higher pick and Brooklyn goes down to the lower pick. That's if they want to do that. So that's what a pick swap is. Very simple. And then on top of that, Houston also receives a 2022 first-round draft pick from Cleveland. And Houston's got 8 first-round draft picks over the next 7 years. And then on top of that, they receive 3 players, and one of those players is a great two-way player in Victor Oladipo. Pacers get Caris LeVert and a 2023 second-round pick from the Houston Rockets. Now, some of you are wondering how Caris LeVert how does he go from Brooklyn to Indiana? That's where Victor Oladipo comes in. So Brooklyn trades him to Houston. Houston trades Caris LeVert for Victor Oladipo, and that's how you get those 2 players going to those locations. And then obviously the Cleveland Cavaliers have Jared Allen, Afro Man, and they get Taurean Prince. Like I said, 3 of these teams don't need players. Like, okay, Indiana, you have to get a good player. You have to give up a good player to get Victor Oladipo. With that being said, the Brooklyn Nets don't need James Harden. They need Kyrie Irving to wake the heck up. That's what they need. And stop burning sage all over the place and going to family parties maskless. And like Stephen A. Smith said, he needs to retire. He has no choice but to retire because clearly basketball is not on the forefront of this dude's mind. And he needs to take a break from basketball until he gets his mind right and gets ready. And he needs to give his all for Brooklyn. He has a duty to the Brooklyn fans. He has a duty to the NBA league and front office. And he has a duty to himself. So he needs to look in the mirror and wake up. Cavs really don't need another big man. They already have Andre Drummond. And Jared Allen, he's an up-and-coming star here. He's a guy that sneaks under the radar. A great rim protector and shot blocker, and he's a great rim runner. He's kind of like DeAndre Jordan. Also, we forget the Brooklyn Nets still have DeAndre Jordan on top of James Harden. Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, forget it. So that is all I have for you here, guys, in terms of James Harden going to the Brooklyn Nets. Obviously, I could talk about way other news. Houston is only 3-6, but they do have John Wall and DeMarcus Cousins. Remember, those are former college teammates at the University of Kentucky. We'll see how they play out with Victor Oladipo being added to the squad and how good that ball club is. But it's too early in the season. We're only 9, 10, 11 games into the season. You know, it's too early to just say, oh, this team's going to win this division. This team's going to win that division. It's too early to tell, even though you can kind of know, you kind of have an idea of who's going to be picked as the favorites to win those divisions. But for Brooklyn, it is NBA Finals or championship or bust. But the only issue is, how good is their chemistry going to be? Now, we know Kevin Durant and James Harden were former teammates in Oklahoma City those years where they went to the NBA Finals and lost to LeBron James and company from the Miami Heat in 2012. With that being said, thank you guys so much for your time. please leave a like and subscribe, because the majority of you who watch my videos do not, absolutely do not leave a like or don't subscribe to the channel. Please do. I would very greatly appreciate it. I'm going to bring out more content. Obviously, we got NFL news to talk about. The Super Wildcard weekend is complete. Now we look out to the divisional round of the playoffs. Stay tuned for that video coming up very shortly. Thanks again, you guys, so much for your time. I will see you guys all in the next one. Deuces.